Okay, today I'm going to show you an N8N cold email outreach system. And there's basically four main workflows. The first one, which is find and create email. If you already have your email in your leads, that's perfectly good. You can get rid of this node right here. But since this is following the previous video where I was just getting leads from LinkedIn, I actually needed to get the email from those LinkedIn because there's no, you don't have emails on like LinkedIn profiles most of the time. So this knows to get the email, but it's not that good. I'll talk about it later. I'm still working around some methods to find a better alternative because Apollo and Ampo were probably the best to get emails. But there are four workflows. This is the first one. This is to find and create an email for me. Then there's all the three emails. These are the next three workflows. So the first email, the second email, and the third email. And as you can see, it's Australian time zone because in the settings I've set them as for the Australian time zone. Right? If you had to change for a different time zone, you would have to make a different workflow. I don't think there's a way to change the schedule based on different time zones. Yeah, I don't. No, I don't think that's possible. But it's really easy. You just copy and paste and just change the time zone, right? So I won't show you this running in action, but I'll show you the other three because they're a lot faster. This is the linkless leads from previously. And as you can see, I have three emails that has been found and it's been set up. And these are just test emails. All these are actually connected to my email to send to me right now. And as you can see on these columns, it's email 1 sent, email 2, these it says no. Just before, I actually built this off another person's workflow. I think his name is Kia, someone on YouTube. But his one was through Google. Mine's through custom email domains, right? Right now I'm using Purely Email. This is one of the emails that I'm using. And obviously this actually took quite a bit of time to set up. Google's a lot more easier. So if you're here for Google, I would suggest just go to this video and watch it. If you want to ask me, you can ask me. I can help you with that. But oh yeah, make sure to comment down if you want all these workflows and stuff. I'll give it to you for free. But yeah, so basically, since I'm using custom domain and a different SMTP, as I say, there's like a custom email provider. I had to use these different nodes, and then I had to use this community node, which I'm pretty sure is community node for IMAP. N8N nodes IMAP, right? If you just go to your settings and you go to community nodes, you can download this. Just press install and type in N8N nodes IMAP. And that's what to use to connect to any custom domain providers you have. I'm using Purely Email. There's no sponsor, but they're pretty good. Just $10, I think, a year, and you can have infinite domains. So really good. I use these compared to Gmail, which is like $100 or something. But yeah, let me run through this. So we run through the first one, right? And basically it gets these three emails that you see here, and then it switches them based on who the email is supposed to be routing to. I swear I changed these not saved. But yeah, as you can see, our company basically we've got three different people, right? And so we just send it through the three different emails. And now why are we switching between different emails is because it's recommended to send 30 to 50 emails a day for each inbox from each email. So that's why it's good to switch, so you can increase your limit a day to like 150. Because if you send too much, it becomes spammy and then you get flagged and all that. But yeah. So as you can see, as I sent this, if you go to my emails, connect to my email, sending to my emails, not sending to the actual clients, because that would be, I don't think you can do that in the video. But yeah, as you can see, so LinkedIn under management, blah blah blah, 1 million. These are really good. These are hyper personalized. So I think these are actually really good emails. You could definitely get them interested. Maybe the subject could be a little different. Footscray Sunday. But I mean, this is very personalized. Very personalized. It looks like I did research, right? And then this first one just sends the initial email. This one actually replies to it. So that's why it's a bit bigger in the setup. And also we check if they replied. When I say reply, it replies to their thread, right? So it will reply to this email that was already sent first. And it also checks if it's replied. If it's replied, then it won't do anything. You could set it up to send a notification to like your WhatsApp, to your Telegram. so you don't have to keep checking your inboxes. But I haven't set that up yet. But it is a good idea. I probably would do it later. It's just yeah, as you can see, these labels is from my N8N labeling workflow. If you want a tutorial on that, I can send it to you also. Okay, it should all be done now. And then LinkedIn leads, you can see email 1 has been sent, email 2 has been sent, it says yes, yes. If I go to my email, you can see it's replied to the same one. So they'll receive the initial cold outreach email, and then they'll receive the just a reply trying to push it back to the inbox. You can change all the messaging and stuff. You can ask, this is all AI generated, so you can ask the AI to generate differently, but this one's pretty good. There's also a click to unsubscribe. I'll show that at the end. Actually, yeah, I'll show one of these. So let's say for Sora, I don't want to receive his emails. We press this, it forwards it to a web page, right? And then it just says you've been unsubscribed, and then it should be on the Google Sheets. As you can see, it says yes as opted out, and that's actually another workflow which I forgot to mention, which I'll show here. It's the opt-out link workflow, and it's basically a webhook. Basically, this is a webhook, and then the minute you press the webhook, it changes the leads, and then it sends my own website, which is privacy.basecamp.co, which is just this page, right? I'm not going to tell you how to make websites and stuff in this video, but if you are interested, I could teach you. So then with the third workflow, and then it's just sending another email, right? If they haven't replied yet, and it's not reply anymore, just is another email. And like according to most cold outreach strategies, 3 emails and 2 on the same thread, and then the last one being another email with a completely different approach is usually the best way. Is the most optimized way to get it. Like if you go above 3, it's kind of useless. So let that run. But as we can see already, you can see the next follow-ups already here. And this one's just sending straight to Calendly link, which I asked ChatGPT to give. They can press this, and then they can book an appointment with us. So, and they can also unsubscribe. And I'll just show you that when it goes to Sora's email, yeah, see, look, you can see that there's only 2 items retrieved, because on the LinkedIn list, since it says yes, it wouldn't pick up. Yeah, and then that should be received also. Yep, and book a time that suits you. All right, so let me show you the find and create email approach. Right, so there's a schedule trigger, right, that goes through every 2 days, pretty sure. And then basically we get the lead URL, and right now I've limited it to only like 5, and then we get the email, right? So this is pretty inefficient, right? I'm using an Apify. Let's see if I can just copy and paste this. I don't wanna show my. So yeah, I'm using an Apify actor, which scrapes LinkedIn URLs, right? I think it's this one, right? And then yeah, scrapes LinkedIn URLs plus email, but the success rate is not that high, and it's not that efficient, right? Like if I look at my leads, I think I've skipped, how many has it been? 39, and I've only got 3. That's kind of bad. So this is like the approach I've been doing now, because I've been wanting to do email outreach besides just LinkedIn, but because Apollo and Empo are down and we can't get emails with it, the best way was to try to use this. But this, I mean, it's not the best way, but it was just the first way I tried because it's free and I can test it out. I tested out till I reach like my limit API credits. But another method I have been thinking of is, it's called Derek's. It's not here for some reason, but I think it's Derek's Leads. Yeah, Derek app, which is like an extension you can store into Google Sheets, and it help you find emails. I haven't tried this out, but I will test it after this video and see how it goes. But the main point of the video is not about emails, extracting emails, but it's more just the code, like email code outreach, because these emails are getting sound out really nice for custom domains. So basically it goes through another LinkedIn scraper. See, this one has a higher success rate of finding the email, so that's why I had this also. But this one also scrapes if there's an email on the LinkedIn, it will just grab it anyway. but this one scrapes and it gets around the same data. If I just go to like a test execution, copy this editor, yeah, you can see this is the data it gets, and it's pretty similar to the data it gets from this one also. As you can see, it gives a food name. This one has a bit more information about the places they worked at, which is interesting. I mean, and then we research the company through Perplexity, right? And then this code, it kind of cycles through the different names, because there's 3 of us, me, Khan, Sora, right? So as long as there's more than 3 leads going in, I'll cycle through each 3, right? So let's say you set this limit to like 50, and then it'll cycle through, it'll basically split the 50 divided by 3 and then give each one the different names. And it's useful for the messages, so that the messages always end, the emails always end with our different names based on the email it will be sent in, because this matches the email cycler, which changes the email based on every single one, you know, on the 3rd one divided by 3. Yeah, so kind regards, and then whoever is the email for that loop, basically. So these 2 AI, this one's to analyze the data, right? So it analyzes the profile data and the company data, which is researched by Perplexity. This one did not get researched because I had to pause this to check why it wasn't getting researched. It wasn't getting researched because I think the data was too big, but it doesn't look that big. But it definitely works. As you can see here, it shows the data, the company, and stuff like that. And then so this one analyzes the data, and then basically it gives the analyzed data to the email creator, which is creates the 3 different emails. And I stole this workflow from Kia. I mean, he provided it for free, so kudos to him. So yeah, it just creates all the emails, all the guidelines, and yeah, you're free to edit this and then change it to whatever business you're in. And then this just sets the different emails, so you can know which one to put in the Google Sheets. And then the time zone, this one changes the time zone based on which country, and as you can see, it already has the code. It's probably ChatGPT in the comments, but yeah. And then Australia's on the T3, and then we have all these other ones, and that's based on where you're because in Australia we only are reaching 2 places in Australia, so I don't really have to think about that. And I just made only the 3 workflows, but if you have different time zones, you would have to make more workflows, but it would be annoying, because I guess you could put the 3 all in one, like email 1, email 2, email 3 in one, but it would look a bit messy. But yeah, you could do that. And then it all puts in the Google Sheets. And and just adding just showing the Excel sheet, right? Because I didn't show it. So basically we also have the information, like the country, location, industry, company name is all grabbed from the workflow. And basically when it's analyzed, it gets sent to the 3 different workflows, right? And then if it's skip, it doesn't, right? And I'll probably use these to find a different method to get emails. And then the research report is a report that just the AI made. I don't actually use this, but it's useful if maybe they actually did reply and you actually need to figure out what they're about and you don't want to search it up. You already have a ready report for you. And then there's the email body, email subject, email body, all that. And then there's the time zone. I put it as T4, which doesn't really correlate with the actual created time zones, but that's because it doesn't really matter, because I'm only operating in one time zone, so that's why I just put it in T4s before I even looked at this, because I knew I wouldn't need any of these. And then I made it so that each email one would just grab from T4. But if you are using this, you just check this and then see which T1, T2 or T3 to use, which one based on your location. And this message ID is the email message ID, and this is needed for actually replying to the same thread, which is in the second email workflow, which is the on the sending email, you can send it through if you add these headers, and then you can figure out where to reply to, and you must have make sure that the subject's also the same. Everything must be the same, so you can be able to find it. And the reference and the reply to is both the same message ID. And then this token is actually the opt-out token, which is just to generate the website URL. Right? I don't think I have it here because I closed it. But when they press the unsubscribe link, this token is used. That's what you need to know. And then this is a snippet from all the LinkedIn data. But that's basically everything from the Excel sheet. And this one is just another poll every 2 days, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll grab it. They'll check if anything's ready to take in, that anything is scraped in, anything is enriched, and then just send it based on the emails that have been given. Really simple, and it's the same thing for all three of them. Now for the custom domain, the way to set it up is for sending, there's already an N8N node for it, just called send email, right? And you connect your SMPT to it, and that one's super simple. But there's only an issue with purely domain, purely mail. We can't actually see the email within our own, because I connected all of these emails into probably should not show this one, but we connected all these emails to an admin email, right? So that everything sent gets put there. So then we can't actually see it on the sent for each 3 individual boxes. So I had to BCC it, each one. The BCC it to itself. And this is important because you need to find the email to be able to reply to it, right? And when you BCC it to itself, it goes to your inbox. And I don't really want that because I like it more, categorized, easy to read. So if we go to filters, I've made a filter. Basically, anything that comes in and the from variable, right? So whoever this is coming from is ourselves, or just go to send, because that makes sense, right? If you're sending it to yourself, it's something you sent anyway. That's kind of like a paradox, but yeah, so it moves to send. And then this makes it easy because in the second workflow, when I use the community IMAP node, right, we can just, is it saved? So for the community IMAP node, right, if we're checking for the emails we've sent, I can just go to the sent column and then look if it contains the email of the of whoever we wanted to send it to, right? And right now, since I'm using my email, this makes me have to keep deleting emails. But if you're sending it to different people, there should be only the one you send. You shouldn't be sending other different emails, and therefore there wouldn't be issues, right? So then we also use the IMAP here again to check whether they replied, because there's no N8N IMAP node to use, only the community node, which is a bit weird. I don't know why. They do have a trigger, but that's all they have. I don't know why they haven't implemented a normal IMAP node. It's a bit weird. But yeah, this one basically checks if anything in the inbox instead, because if they reply to it, it'll go to the inbox rather than to the sent. It checks if everything goes to the inbox from that email. Right now it's just my personal email, but if you were to use this workflow, you would replace it with the actual subject sender email or sender receiver email. Yeah, and that's basically all there is. Is there anything else? Yeah, that's basically it. It's all basically the same thing. Once you do the first email nodes with the community nodes, you can basically do all 3 of them. They're all pretty similar. It's just the different timings, which is already set here. And that's basically it. So yeah, this is for good cold outreach emails. If you have a way to if you have a big list of emails to send out and you don't want to pay for cold outreach email services that could cost a lot, and especially they might not even have personalization like this, or like companies searching up. And then there's also the Trustpilot, All right, I didn't add this in because right now I'm using that weird AP5 method, and I don't want to waste credits. But you could even connect a Trustpilot, and if the company is on Trustpilot, it will get the reviews in, and then also add it to the analyzers to put more into the emails. Maybe you got only 1 star, and he's like, we could definitely improve that with AI automation, something like that. But yeah, this is very personalized, very good. Much better compared to paying for a third-party software, and you can customize the days and everything, and the emails completely well. So I think that's it. The next workflow I'm probably gonna do. I said I was gonna do generation, lead proposal generation. So I'll probably do that the next one. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you want the workflow, comment down below and subscribe.